A website that was once the hub of our generation is now seen as only fit for parents. Or stings.
I'm gonna lose my job!
Yet there maintains to be over 3 billion active users on Facebook, so it really begs the question, where are they? And more pressingly, who are they? And what better way to find that out than to delve into the weird world of Facebook groups? After a brief bit of research, I found out that there is a group for pretty much everything. But I wanted to delve deeper, and to do that, I couldn't just use my personal account. I'd have to go undercover. Okay, ladies and gentlefolk, I have Lorenzo Italiano in front of me. Who's that, you may ask? Look under the glasses. Of course, I've decided to put him in his home nation of Italy in order to just disguise himself, but in plain sight. His cover photo, of course, he works at the local Italian restaurant. Even he's looking mysterious. Ain't nobody catching him. In order to feel authentic, I've had to make a few posts. Clean cut like my deli meat. This was younger Lorenzo before the mullet and the tash phase. Hey, you want a pizza this? Today I took over my uncle's pizzeria. He's not actually my uncle, he's just a guy, but we're all familio. Everyone's familio. And I didn't know what home was in Italian, so I just went for homo. But that's Lorenzo Italiano, and I'm sure he's ready to tackle these groups head on. That sounded much more racially motivated. Facebook groups is what I was going for. And also, of course, I had to roleplay as Arthur. I thought the female version of Arthur would maybe Ophelia, and he's a big fan of chess. It does make it sound like he likes groping boobies, though. Ophelia chess. No, you don't, Arthur. Down, boy. Oop, I blundered my smile. The only time it should come down to black versus white is in a chess match. I'm going to let you down gently here. I did try to make one for Chris, but it immediately got smited down. I don't know if it was a height restriction on Facebook, but I wasn't allowed to do it. It looks like I'm going to have to be going undercover as myself as well, which isn't really undercover because it's actually my real account. So I took it upon myself to take myself, Lorenzo, Ophelia, and not Chris to the weirdest areas of Facebook. Day and night I was on the job, fighting to not get drawn in by memes that would blow up in a middle-aged group chat, struggling not to get drawn into any arguments with Keith, a man whose profile picture is an England flag, and forever wondering how a little robot lizard man managed to have all of these people in a chokehold. But eventually, the time had come. My work was done. It was time to show my peers. Now, I've actually been using a slightly different browser today to stitch my friends up, and that means no need to sign my friends up to the Learn How to Hack Facebook group, because Opera browser is simple and easy to use. Now, obviously I don't keep my friends here with me in my pocket. Believe me, I wish I could. But fortunately I've been able to use Aria, Opera's built-in AI, to be able to fabricate a new life for them. And the image generation has made that a doddle. And if floundering around on carp fishing lovers wasn't enough, then the theme to go with it comes even easier on the eye. Look at that lovely themed browser, a fishy banner for some fishy behavior. Themes allows users to customize their colors, animation, and browser sounds to their needs. And just so I don't spread misinformation in these groups, I can use the split screen feature in order to fact check in the very same browser. A very useful feature for when I'm scrolling to cite a clever article. But surely becoming a massive genius and doing all that reading gets boring. Shush. Let me introduce you to the built-in player. It's not a nickname I've given myself, it's actually a feature on Opera browser. Listen to your music with ease and on whichever of the 6 different music streaming services that are available.
And because it's detachable, it doesn't even have to live on the side, it can move house. Maybe it wants to go down to the bottom right, the centre of the page. The world is my oyster.
So I can boogie whilst I ponder how to ruin my friends' lives. Perfect. And if I don't trust myself, which I don't, Aria will be right there on the command line. The Aria command line is an easy little pop-up answering your questions whenever you need it, and fortunately, Aria cannot judge me, so it's very useful. Opera browser has many features that are very useful in your day-to-day browsing needs, not just in making your friends look silly. So why don't you use the link in my description and sign up today. Now back to making my friends look like idiots.
Oh, no. It's me, sorry. I'm just so used to being undercover.
Under whose covers? Your mum's probably. No, I don't even know why I've done that. I'm sorry, she's probably a lovely woman. To start off with, I eased in on my account, and I thought, you know what does the internet love? And that's kitty cats. The internet is a big fan of the puss, so I infiltrated This Cat is Chonky. How did you get into This Cat is Chonky? That's the hardest page to get in of them all. I just literally agreed. I mean, it's not that difficult, I'll be completely honest with you. But here we are, This Cat is Chonky. It's just people just showing their rather large cat. Now, I thought I'd really try and hone my cat lover, and I just said, Chonkzilla. Chonky. This cat is Chonky. This one's having breakfast. Chonky nut clusters. It's that easy. Kit Kat Chonky. Chonkstar 123. I don't know why you're allowed to fat shame cats, and it's cute, but I'm fully here for it. This is Fluffy the Grey Chonky Cat. I said Chonk Krasinski. That's funny, right? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Chonk Kennedy, double chonk chocolate cookie. And it was at this point that I thought that maybe I should get involved myself. You know, I've really indulged in what it is to be a cat lover. So I scoured the internet, I found the chonkiest cat I could find, and I decided to post this. My cute little chonk Violet. We named her after our favourite film, Chonky and the Chocolate Factory. Just added an extra chonk in there. I'll be honest, Chris and Arthur are at the flat for most of these days, and when left at home with my own brain, well, this comes out. Although her gums aren't everlasting on account of all the food she crams in her chunky little face. Bless her. I'm gonna check now to see if I am still a member of This Cat is Chonky, or if they have in fact kicked me out. My post didn't go through. What the hell is going on? Oh, my cat's too chonky for you, is it? Honestly, I don't want to be a member of this group anymore. Up next, climbing singles community. Honestly, I was already a part of this group. What I've always said is when you're a single person, you need strong thingies. It's a place to meet single climbers, from beginners to experienced climbers, or anyone interested in climbing. Single climbers means sing. It means sing. I love climbing. The entrance exam for this was slightly harder. I had to ask Google. Literally, I just typed in this question into Google. But luckily, the grade boundaries were very low, and I was allowed in. Let's welcome our new members. Who's that at the bottom? I've entered at the bottom in a singles community. But hey, I'll take what I can get at this point. You can't go in fully strong. I've discovered that in my weeks as a detective. And you've just got to ease yourself in. This is Melissa. Anyone in Colorado available to climb boulder-based? I hilariously said, isn't all climbing boulder-based? Hey y'all, new here, the name's Charlie. Happy solo climbing, just need some advice. Which would you say is the best wall for this in Leeds? How about a climbing gym for AI spam and scammer bots? You tell them, Gilbert! There wasn't really anybody in this comments section who fed into this most likely AI woman. And I started climbing to stop sniffing, Charlie. That is... quite a creepy message to receive, actually. I'm sorry, Charlie Brown, if you're listening to this. Also, fantastic name / dance move. So I then thought, it's now or never. I've got to shoot my shot here in the climbing singles community before they just throw my ass out. I've made it anonymous, obviously. Who am I kidding? That ass is recognizable from miles away. Single climber who, due to poor shorts choice, is exposing a whole new crevasse. Anyone up for 127 hours part 2? I've effectively just asked them to get their arm so jammed up my... I don't know why they didn't love me on this page. Not a job I want to free solo. Climbing pun. Improving in my climbing, but the improving grip strength makes single life a lot more painful. Although in fairness, I didn't need to use the chalk. But I very quickly got removed from that page. But I wasn't done with the climbers, and I wanted to get my own back. So I posted, anyone know which carabiners / ropes would work best? Thanks. And attach this, and I'm yet to get a reply. United Kingdom taxidermy. Honestly, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this anymore. I just thought taxidermy's quite funny. After sort of gaining information about the taxidermy world, a unique helmet. I've been called that before. You've got to think, these at one point were just literal living animals. That is an absolute monstrosity. Is this allowed? I was about to say, is this disrespectful? It's not exactly respectful, is it? That one's, there's a fucking raccoon in a gimp mask. I thought, what do I say here? They're really just, nothing will look out of place here. They really are doing the Lord's work as it is. So I entered a group called Foxy Taxidermy, which I think is just people just selling taxidermy. I just said, oh, I misread. I thought this group was for taxis to Derby. This video seemed like a good idea at one point. Bear in mind, this is all on my actual account as well. A group where we all pretend to be ants in an ant colony at the Stant Up Comedy Club. These are real life people. Our Majesty has made Time magazine again for the 3rd year in a row, everyone. Queen of the Year. So I thought I'd get involved in a way I only know how. Just
kill the joke flat. So I said single, 2 weeks old, one of 30,000 siblings. I'm a dyslexic incest. Insect, intersect, we don't care, do we? Looking for a fire ant to give me a quick abdomen rub this Valentine's. Think that basically just means I want to get tossed off by an attractive ant. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Not packing a lot of heat, but learned the hard way a magnifying glass is not the way to solve that problem. Sort of burn-based circumcision, it's not good fun. Not looking for a week-long relationship. If you want to be my queen or just a French mandible all night long, I'm your ant. Warning, there is a reason they call us bullet ants, but they will be the best 3 seconds of your life. There we go. There's the mention of sex. We thought we got away from it, but oh no, it's impossible. Everything catapults, hunting, fishing. This is a niche little group. Turns out, literally just people selling like hunting equipment and catapults, which, by the way, if you want to channel you're in a Bart Simpson, not something I think I've ever seen in a real life scenario, so I was tempted to buy one. But instead, I thought I'd sell something of my own. Mixed my love for catapults, hunting and fishing, and just tracked down and fucked up a shark with a trebuchet. Anyone want it now I'm done? Slight wear and tear. So we'll see if I've had any replies. It's been posted. Nobody has said or done anything about it. That's a, hey, where's your sense of humor, catapult lovers? Sling your hook. Sling. So seeing as nobody wanted to give me the time of day, I thought, hey, Arthur Television's persona. Let's pretend it's 1453 internet. Basically what this group is just people who are just, it's quite self-explanatory actually. You just post something as if it's 1453. Lance is an uncommon name nowadays, but in medieval times people were named Lance a lot. I'll be honest, I really enjoyed trying to pretend like I was a very old-timey kind of guy. Bit of background, Ophelia just tried to call in sick, and her boss wasn't having any of it. Said, Ophelia, you're coming in. So she took to the interweb to speak dismay. I know not that one hath been denied leave from thy craft. Thy foreman will count his days numbered when I bid him good morrow, brandishing the plague most bubonic. I deem it preposterous when an ailment doth prohibit one so, to then foresee their return to the shackles of trade. Worry not, thy foreman is most susceptible to my advances. One knows one should not, nay, must not, but the prospect of bearing of one's ankle seems tantalizing, so just gonna show a bit of ankle just to get a day off work. Hey, girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. I feel you, girl. And of course, because I was having so much fun, it doesn't stop there. Don't you remember that trebuchet? Nobody would buy it these days, so I thought, let's try it now. Trebuchet vendor. Hoard one must not. The days of yonder when one's trebuchet saw much use are now fleeting. The welcoming of twin babes hath cluttered my quarters so. A once loved mechanism doth catch dust, and I grow weary of stubbing one's toe. I wish not for its demise, but for it discover an adoring dwelling, willing for suggestions of legal tender. Couple need stains from the glory days.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, those days were good. Yeah, I'm excited to see if anybody liked those. Right, so other people have been allowed to talk about trebuchets on there, but I've not been granted access. Stamp collecting. I mean, quite a popular hobby, I believe. I didn't really know the extent as to which people collected, but there's one, there is another one, and others also. There are more, and there is another. Again, ease yourself in, people. That's hot. Something any stamp collector would say when they've seen a Rasdale Stamp Company worldwide public auction. That's got my stamp of approval. Genius work! The infiltrator is undetected. So I thought, now's my time to strike. These idiots, they think me as one of their own. I shall put a spin on this tale. Boom. Could never find the right package, so I've held on. But it's too late in life now and I want to let loose. Ophelia. Always did think stamps looked better with a little head. Ophelia, you dirty... And my aim there was to find the horniest stamp collector. Cast your mind back to my dating video I did. Now, one group that seemed to be everywhere is furries. But here we are. Club furry. I think this is just people selling their suits and stuff. But $2,000. I wasn't aware of their game. A platypus fursuit. That's a furry that I can get behind. Not literally. I'm not that involved just yet. A little platypus. Yum yum. Also got involved on furries and unusual places. What's he doing there? That's a normal person place. Jump. Don't do that, that's mean. I will be honest, if you were to be going on a walk, and then these, I'd think they're going to kill me. Oh my god, is that a real life photo? I think it is. New to the furry world and not yet got my own suit. I've edited myself onto this one as it's one that caught my eye. Genius. I've pulled up the editing and said this is the reason why it's there. Does anyone have any recommendations for suits and also to help me with my persona? A bit about me. I'm shy. I like chess, single, and work on the shop floor at a local tech reseller. God knows where that could be. But let's find out now. Will they be there to help me or banish me from their grubby little paws? All I wanted was a new life for my boy. He's become a household name these past few months, and I just wanted him to be able to put on that head and be who he really wants to be. But not today, apparently. Not today. Boom! I hate the sun. I don't really know why this is a group. This may be a group for vampires, but I detest the huge yellow ball with all my force. Die, son! Clearly a vacuum fan.
That's a 10.
Anyway, I joined the fight and I said, thank God, finally people who agree with me. For years I've been called an idiot, ungrateful, a bad mother. I hate the sun. It's just fantastic wordplay, it really is, and I cannot wait for it not to pay off. Looks like the last post was 2020, which is ironic because look at the sun. Your vision ain't gonna be there. It's all come Millhouse. Last one for television. I got suggested this, a group where we pretend to be a family. So we get into the group. It's just people who spend their day telling other adults that they're grounded. I don't really... Hey fam, it's your funkle. Just wanted to tell you guys that I just celebrated my 40th birthday and none of you got me anything. You're all out of the will. Oh, you funny little funkle. You funkle infection, more like. That's mean. I've just joined the fam. I want to open up to them. So that's something that's beautiful about family. Opening up and sort of ultimately one day bringing someone into the family. So I thought Ophelia could introduce her boyfriend. So I found a lovely picture of him, which sort of looks like it's from an obituary. So I decided to post this. Hi family, it's been a long time coming, but I'd finally like to introduce you to my boyfriend. Been so nervous about posting this, but we're official and I couldn't be happier. Let's see what the reception was like. I'm sick to death of this. Oh my god, I can't even introduce someone to my family in a pretend world. It might have something to do with the fact that they are the same person. But everyone's pretending to be a family. It's not like, oh, actually, that's not your real boyfriend. You can't do this. And for Lorenzo Italiano, I thought I'd just pretend I'm from a random place. I just asked ChatGPT, give me a random street in a random city in a random country in the world. Rua das Flores in Porto, Portugal. So I found the Facebook page and I did what anybody who's in a group for their literal street on Facebook does, and I complained in Portuguese. Numero 34, Sao Free de Maña. ¿Cuánto estás gritar si me mejor te Ronaldo por Puerto? Tengo trabajo a maña. Because I was pissed off, I'll be honest. I may have taken it overboard there, but I was annoyed. And of course, what that does mean is, number 34, it's 3 a.m. The amount you're screaming, yes, you better have Ronaldo round. I've got work tomorrow. Immediately, straight after, obviously said, era meu. Oh, mio iPad estaba ligado a mio telefalante. Which of course translates to, oh, my mistake, my iPad was connected to my speaker. Bit of an embarrassing one. So I moved on to my second Rua dos Flores group chat. And of course, I just said, ¿Dónde está Sarah Madeline McCann? Quiero asistir, mas no consigo encontrar. What?
You can't say that. It's too far. You're taking it too far.
What do you mean I've taken it too far? I just asked, has anyone seen the Madeline McCann series? I wanted to watch it, but I couldn't find it. Honestly, you can't have anything nice these days, can you? I think I don't think I'm a member of that group anymore. Apparently, I wasn't done yet. I really went overboard on Portugal here, especially considering the fact that I've made this undercover person incredibly Italian. But I joined Porto Expats.
Hi, recently moved to Porto. Really loving the city. And so nice to find like-minded people who are living a similar life to mine. I'm sure everyone's story is very similar. But a little about me. For a long time, I was living in London and felt like I didn't belong. Felt like change was needed as I didn't feel like me.
I have since changed my name. Lorenzo Italiano feels much more me, and I can proudly say I am no longer a Patrick. He's a Porto expat. Let's see if anybody replied. God, admins are good. I've wasted so much of my life. Well, I was quickly coming to the realization that in order to be allowed to be a weirdo, you've got to be amongst the weirdos. So I joined Most Beautiful Legs in Facebook. Oh, which I found out basically was just a bloke called Jason who made a group. The only person that was posting was him. Jason just posted this woman, then said, ladies, please feel free to add your own pictures, and then just added a woman for 6 years later, and that's it. But I did try to post, obviously, try and filter through the gaps. I'm gonna try to appeal to Jason here. I'm a total lesbian, looking for a sexy pair to give me a high five. Happy to just stare or become the filling in a bacon leggis tomato. Don't tell my wife about this account. So let's see if Jason has let us in. He's not. But that's okay, because I had a trick up my sleeve. I joined a page called I Love Women Who Squirt. I don't really know. Are these women who are confirmed to squirt? Weirdly, weird people on this page. So I joined in with, hey, any fans of the Squirt's cousin, the queef up in this bitch? So should we see if anybody cares? No. Finally, I secretly want to punch slow-walking people in the back of the head. This is an account for people who apparently aren't just, like, okay with keeping that thought in their head, but this man, he knows what's up. So where's the worst place? I personally think that Hammersmith and City Line tube station at Hammersmith in London is the worst place for slow-moving bastards. Ian is pissed. So people are letting him know, is it a Green Park? Sure. Mykonos in Greece? Pretty slow-moving. And I thought, hey, as Lorenzo Italiano, I should channel my Italian roots and let him know, hey, you're not even safe in Italy. So I said, the UPMC Salvatore Mundi International Hospital Inpatient Rehabilitation Unit, where I used to be a physical therapist. They are slow-moving people that I would advise you do not punch in the back of the head. This hasn't been a very successful video.